AHMED GULAK's death meant to instigate Northerners against Igbo people. AKEREDOLU. Ondo State Governor Rotimi AKEREDOLU says the killing of former presidential aide AHMED GULAK is calculated to instigate Nigerians against each other, particularly Northerners against the Igbo living outside the southeast. But the governor stressed that it is important to confront the enemies of the people with a view to neutralizing them. He said this in a statement titled AHMED GULAK, a killing too senseless and wicked. The Punch had earlier reported that the gunmen on Sunday morning killed GULAK in Owerri in Imo State. GULAK was callously murdered while he was on his way to catch a flight at Sam Mbakwe International Cargo Airport, Owerri. Reacting in this statement, AKEREDOLU said the news of the death of an APC chieftain and former special advisor on political matters in the last administration, AHMED GULAK in Owerri, Imo State, this morning is very shocking and disturbing. The details of the tragic incident remain sketchy. A press statement credited to the Imo State Police Command claimed that some bandits were responsible for the gruesome murder of a man who was a visitor to the state. This is unacceptable. This is one murder too many. It is senseless and wicked. The perpetrators of this heinous act are enemies of this country. This contrivance is meant to mislead, confuse, and destroy. It bears the unmistakable, despicable imprint of fifth columnists bent on setting the country on the path of conflagration. These criminals must not be allowed to succeed. We want to use this medium to express our solidarity with our brother governor of Imo State, Hope Uzodinma. We admonish him and other governors in the southeastern states to brace up and confront the security challenge to put an end to the bloodshed or bloodbath in the land. The enemies of the people always employ the weapon of fear to create disaffection in the polity. This cowardly act is calculated to instigate Nigerians against each other, particularly Northerners against Igbos living outside the southeast. We must confront the enemies of the people with a view to neutralizing them. This is definitely not the time for political correctness. Banditry should not be allowed to subvert the legitimacy of the current government at all levels. We call on all security agencies to collaborate with a view to unveiling the criminal elements sponsoring and undertaking terrorist acts. They must be punished severely. May the soul of our departed brother AHMED GULAK rest in perfect peace. All right, this is good, to be honest. Being as brutal as we can be in this country, this is probably just obviously with the Yorubas showing solidarity with the Igbos. Of course, at the end of the day, you should speak on issues like this. However, this is more of a condemnation, and then it seems as if, because again, it's a different thing if this kind of statement was coming from a leader who was outside Nigeria, but you're in Nigeria and you have in your power as being governors, you have the governors forum, you have all these things. You need to bring up you can't just say we call on security agencies. You can command your security agencies in your state to do something, or with all the other southwest governors, they can do something. But then again, it's just like, you've made it clear now, but then how are you going to do to help? What are you going to do to help? All you've done is talk, in which, yes, can be influential in certain things, but then we are in a point where security is absolutely at its worst, and so there's no need for talking. There needs to be action. So again, that's just really what it is, to be honest. I mean, what else can it be? Again, it's a different thing if this certain statement was given by Hope Uzodinma. I think it would have made much of a difference, or if it was given by any other southeastern governor, in which you're actually telling the people that, being your governor, I am saying that, we need to stick together. Why? Because this act is used, or is a weapon for us to be put against each other, which is obviously not helpful. Okay, so let's look at what the comment section says. Someone says, this governor AKEREDOLU is talking tough and stern in recent time. Another person says, most of us are deeply pained by his brutal killing, but we will continue to maintain our calm. RIP AHMED GULAK. Another person says there's a political motive behind his death. His party members should be held accountable. I mean, again, it's like that is very true. I mean, it's very much random. Okay, we understand. Yes, insecurity is high, but then it's just a bit for this politician specifically. It's just a bit too specific. That's basically the word, because it's like we know things are going on, but then obviously it hasn't gotten a reaction. You understand? Okay, fine. This unknown gunmen have been going to, different places to go and attack, people and literally commit heinous crimes. However, the thing right now is that it didn't basically get enough reaction. So this one it seems this was specific to get the reaction of the people, in which it successfully has, and that is obviously very much painful, but that is basically what has happened right now. That's it. It's literally not even that hard. Someone says whoever that is creating this tension for selfish interest, God will expose and disgrace. Imo State has always been a very peaceful state. Suddenly and overnight, these useless political leaders, both state and national, have turned it into a theater of war. Someone says the situation we found ourselves in is because of the military and politicians. Again, they are the ones who have the power, technically, in terms of having the resources and making crucial decisions to, take out, these criminal elements. It's as simple as that. Again, that is why in things like this, the people cannot necessarily make the call due to the kind of government that we have and the people that we put to make decisions on our behalves. So that's basically what it is, and that's why it's hard. And it seems as if it looks hopeless, and it's like, oh, we have nothing to do, or there's no solution. Meanwhile, it's just the fact that the people there, what are they doing? Well, because it's like as if the government is looking at the Nigerian people and the Nigerian people are looking at the government, and we're looking at each other like, so who's going to take the next line of action? Like, what is going to happen next? It's like we're just looking at each other, just confused as to what we're going to do next. And it is sad, but again, I don't know what would make Nigerians react or make them very much angry, but again, whatever that's going to be to stir up a whole revolution, a whole protest nationwide, it will be much worse than this, and hopefully we shouldn't have to get to that point, but it seems that's what's going to happen, because again, Nigeria is very hot, and to be honest, everyone's operating on vibes. Anything can set them off, and again, if these unknown government are looking for a reaction or try to call grow some discord, I think they'd be motivated to do something even more that would aggravate the Nigerian public, because again, Nigerian public, we're not used to reacting early to situations and cutting it in the bud as it comes. So yeah, put what you think about this in the comment section below, and don't forget to like and subscribe.